So what you have to look into is which breed you want to go with. Do you want to go with the broilers or do you want to go with the layers? How much startup capital do you have? And also, what is your risk appetite? Hello everybody, this is your good Dr. Caroline, a medical doctor by profession who has a passion for poultry farming and struggling with financial freedom, guys. Like we want money, hey? We want this money. So yes, you have decided that poultry farming is what you want to do. So now what you need to know is that what is the difference between layers and broilers so that you can make an informed decision. So let's go. What are broilers? Broilers are those chicken that we raise for 6 weeks with the objective to have meat. So they are chickens being raised for meat, right? You raise them for 6 weeks, they have a very beautiful genetic. They grow very fast, right? And then they can grow up until 2.5 to 3 kgs. So meaning their feeds are full of proteins, vitamin A, vitamin K, and also adequate fats, right? That's the amazing thing about broilers. And then now the layers on the other hand are those chicks that we raise with an objective to get eggs. So this one's also, we raise them for a period of 18 weeks. Then on our 18th week, between 18 weeks and 20 weeks, that's when you will get your first egg. So you'll be raising them for like a period of 4 months without no eggs, and then by 18 to 20 weeks, you get your first egg. But that's only if you follow the correct protocol, right? So this ones, we don't want them to be too heavy. We don't want them to reach a weight of 3 kg. Their feeding has to be calculated because you will keep these chicks for a period of 2 years, right? So now you have to feed them calculated feeds, and they can reach a maximum weight of 1.5 kg, right? So you don't want them to be too heavy because you don't want them to be heavy for their body or their skeletal structure, right? So now that we know what are layers and what are broilers, right? You remember what are layers, what are broilers. Layers, we raise them to get eggs, they lay eggs. And then broilers, on the other hand, we raise them to get the meat, right? And then broilers, we raise them for a period of 6 weeks, and then at 6 weeks we sell them off as chickens, and then they do their meat. And then the layers, on the other hand, we raise them for 18 weeks, which is about 4 months, right? And then at 4 months, they will give you your first egg, and then they lay one egg every 26 hours for a period of 100 weeks. So for 100 weeks, before they reach their depletion, they will be giving you an egg every 26 hours, right? So when choosing coming into the business of broilers or layers, what are the things that you have to know? Number one, you must know the profitability, because remember, we want to make, okay guys, sorry for the noise, we're still busy outside, so maybe the noise, you can see, right? So we're kind of like busy constructing there, so I think it's a disturbance. But anyway, let's educate each other. So the thing is, you have to know that before choosing either or, you must know your risk appetite and you must know important things, right? The first thing, you must know the profit. What is the profit? And how much you're going to make profit out of it. So let's start with the broilers. Okay? This ones, you raise them for 6 weeks. And then at 6 weeks, you sell them off. So meaning every 6 weeks, you'll be getting your profit, right? So meaning if you're a person that you don't want to wait long, you just raise your chicks for like, 20 chicks for 6 weeks, and then at 6 weeks you have to sell them off. You must be knowing your market by that time, because if you don't sell them off at 6 weeks is a problem, because once they pass 6 weeks, you are at a loss. They'll be just eating, right, and not giving you anything. Or you can choose an option of at 6 weeks you kill them off, and then you freeze them, and then you sell them as meat, and then we go to layers. Layers, on the other hand, it requires you to be patient, because you'll be feeding these chicks for a period of 18 weeks without any eggs. You're just feeding them for 18 weeks before you get the egg, right? But then once they start laying, one thing you should know is that you'll be making money every single day, right? So if you have 200 layers, every day you'll be getting 200 eggs. So you see what every single day you'll be getting eggs to sell off, okay? And then you go to marketing. So with broilers, before you start, you have to be knowing your market. You must be knowing who are you going to sell your chickens to, because you don't want to start the business of selling broilers and then you don't have a market. What are you going to do? So you must be knowing your market, because you want, by the 6 weeks, you want your chicks to be sold off completely, right? So meaning you should market your area first. You should be knowing what you want to sell is going to sell in your area. For example, if you're in the rural areas, you know, most people there, they like live chickens, right? So you can start a business of selling the broilers as live chickens. But in the, you know, suburbs, you're not going to have a market for broilers, right? You'll rather sell them as packaged meat. You see what I mean? But then layers, on the other hand, once your chicks start laying, you have a period of a month before the eggs start spoiling. So it gives you that time to look for your market while you're still trying to figure out the market. So you don't have the pressure to be selling off the eggs. So you have a period of a month while you're busy looking for your market, having the eggs, right? Now let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages for you. So the advantages of broilers: number one, you don't need much skills, right? Remember, you keep them for a short period of time, so you really don't need skills on the temperatures, debeaking, all those skills that you need in layers. So you keep them for a short period of time. You don't need much skills. You can learn as you go, and then you get a faster profit, right? Because you only raise them. Sorry about that. So you only raise them for a period of 6 weeks, and then in 6 weeks you get your period back. You don't need much capital to start. So meaning you can start with 20 broilers, right? You don't need a lot of capital for you to be able to start, right? That's the broilers. And then the layers, their advantage is that with this one, in the longer term, you make a lot of profit, because remember, you start with around 200 to 500 chicks, right? So the nice thing about them is that every day you'll be making profit, right? Each and every day a chick lays, and then you make money each and every single day once the chicks start laying, right? That's that. And another thing is that you keep them for long. You keep them for a period of 2 years. So even after 2 years, once the chicks have reached that depletion stage, you can sell them off, which is profit even more, right? You still get the money that you put in, right? So now there are disadvantages. Disadvantage of broilers is that you start with a smaller number of chicks, right? So meaning you start with 20 chicks. So it's a bit challenging to start with, you know, 1,000 broilers. What if you don't get 1,000 people that will buy your chicken? You know? So you start with a smaller amount, and then you grow your market as you go, right? That's the first disadvantage. The other disadvantage is that it's a smaller profit in the longer run. And then now on your layers, the disadvantage is that you need a lot of capital to start, because you can't start with 20 chickens. You have to go above. For you to see a real profit, you have to go like more than 500 chicks, right? And then number two, you need skills, right? Remember, with layers, you'll be doing things like debeaking, you'll be, you know, preparing your chicken. You have to decide whether you want to go for cages, or you want to go for you know, free range. So meaning you have to put more time in preparing, you know, your chicken coop, so you need a lot of skills. And because you keep the layers for a long period of time, you're also going to need capital in, you know, investing in vaccinating, because you don't want your flock dying due to diseases, right? So you also have to be skilled in that. That's the other thing. You need a lot of startup capital, you need skills. Now that you know what are broilers, what are layers, their advantages, disadvantage, now it's up to you. What is your risk appetite? How much startup capital do you have? You know, do you have a lot of money whereby you can start with layers, or do you have a small startup capital? You know, another thing you have to ask yourself, what's your risk appetite? Layers are more risky in comparison to broilers, you know. Are you willing to risk it all and learn, or you are not a risk taker, right? So you have to decide looking at this. But at the end, the nice thing is that the other one will give you profit in a short period of time, but layers will give you a lot of profit in a long period of time, right? So yeah, guys, look at yourself, ask yourself this question, and go with the kind of person that you are. Decide on which breed you want to go with, looking at the kind of person that you are. I hope you learned something. So I'll catch you on the next episode. In the next episode, I'll be telling you which breed I wait for, and then we'll take it from there.